And I'm Yunru Li from National Tsinghua University in Taiwan. And today I would like to introduce you about the one step of Gait information from sensing working surface for personnel identification. Since I would like to thank the community to give this opportunity to share our research work. So since it's a journal conference synergy, so this talk has been published. So here is the information related to this paper. So today, most likely I will focus on the experiment and proposed method result. And most important, I would like to talk about our update status, because the rest of information you can find from the paper. So here is the geography abstract. So go to the introduction part. So everyone know about the gait. That's the working behavior. So everyone has their unique working pattern. So from this part, it's possible to collect and to use like a biometric. But of course, the accuracy will be influenced by the working speed or your floor surface or the other environment. But still, that's kind of the good or according is ongoing investigation for the Gait biometrics, because it don't rely on the active participant from individuals. But and several Gait acquisition measurement has been proposed, something like the image part from the video, from the camera, or we all like to use the wearable device or set the sensors on the floor. But of course, they do have the drawbacks, like the images. The next session will be the image part. But for the Gait biometrics, of course, the crucial issue of the image base, because sometimes your body part could be covered or be blocked. So that would definitely influence the accuracy of the identifications. And for the wearable device, we already go through several wearable device sessions, but the crucial obstacle for the wearable device, that means you have to wear it. If the participant or the user doesn't want to wear the wearable device or wearable sensor, or forgot, especially for the older adult, sometimes they forgot to wear this wearable device. So the wearable device becomes useless. So that's why we move on to the sensor in the environment. Of course, all the sensors is not perfect, but somehow it could overcome the image base about the privacy issues and about the effects of the light. And also because we influence the sensors in the environment, so people didn't have to wear this kind of device. So that's why we move to this part. And footstep induced vibration has been studies, and also from the different research team, and they use the geophone and already reached the accuracy around the 99.55% accuracy in the environment and in the event detections, not the identifications. And also use a different classification algorithm also for the flow vibration part. It's also reached to accuracy around the 96%. And somehow use the SVN with the hierarchical classification, also improve the Gait-based identification, achieve the 96 accuracy in the lab setting, and in the uncontrolled experiment or uncontrolled environment already reached to the 90% accuracy part. So for us, we do think the Gait is like a time series data. So we move to the SCNN, which has been used to the Gait-based identification, and for somehow they use the imaged part to recognize for the identifications already reached to the 98%, and also used for the person identification to the 96.9 accuracy part. So combine all these informations, the present study is better to deliver two critical messages. We use the IMU as the sensors and embedding on the working surface to collect the full phase vibrations. And the second part, we use the SCNN structure and implement the Gait biometrics for the human identification. So that's the two important messages this paper would like to deliver. So move to the experiment part for the data collections. And we play the 3 boats on the working weight. So it's around 10 meters. So participants will asked to walk through this 10 meters. And we only set the sensors on the third boat, like here. Because now we would like to collect the data. That's the continuous step, not the initiate step. As you know, the first step would be somehow different compared to the rest of the step. So we will collect the 70 health participants, and their age is like here, and their height and weight. So they instruct to walk these 10 meters, and we collect 20 steps for each participant. And the rest of the system is like here, so I won't go through like this part. So according to the event instruction, because we would like to extract the step informations. So we said somehow that we use the baseline, the 0.8 was at the 0.05. That's according to our sensors. And the first point over through this 0.8 was set as for this part. So we say the baseline, the 0.05 as the baseline, and we find out after the vibrations, and there's the peak, and we set this the 0.8. And later we calculate the basic noise from the first 15 samples as the beginning for the baseline point B. Then from the baseline point, from the 0.8, we go back to find the first initial point. That one we content as at the beginning of the starting point related to our footstep vibrations. Then later we select a window around 115 samples. That's kind of the general length for each participant. So we fix the window, the length of the window. So later on, we move to use this as the input features. So here is from the 4 sensors according to the 4 corners. So just to let you to have an idea about when we step on our device, there will be the peak. That's your ear stride. Then there's the other kind of a small peak. That's your toe to lift out with the device. And later on, we rearrange the data into the 4 sensors times the 115 samples with the 6 channels. These 6 channels, that's the 3-axis accelerometer and 3-axis gyroscope data. Then we put into our SCNN model. So for the SCNN models, the hyperparameter is around here. So that's just the kind of relatively simple model for our identifications. So the critical part is here, because we collect 20 steps from every participant, but we do need to leave out a certain step for the testing part. So we just to test how many how many footsteps should be in the model for training. So we go through, we just find around 5 people as the pilot study, as I remember, to find out the number of the steps. So just 5, 7, 9, sorry for the typo here, that would be the 11. So we just find 5, 7, 9, 11, and 13. And we find out over the 11 footstep, it's already reached to 95% accuracies. So later we use the 13 footstep in the model. And here for the SCNN, or to recognize who you are, we set the 3 rules to identify because there is a certain footstep, your footstep in the database. So after the new footstep or new data, this new data should be compared with your database. So we set out the threshold. So here, just like from this part. So if currently we have a new one, or we call the tester here, and if there is 3 people in the database, we just randomly name the Peter, Mary, and John. So this test, this footstep will compare through all 13 times 3, so 39. So if you find out here is the 13 positive values out of the 13 footstep, at the same time with the 2 people, thus we will indicate this tester is the imposter, because that means somehow there's a wrong compared with our database. But for the second rule, if there's just the only one, the 13 positive values out of the 13 footsteps, then we will identify this tester as the Peter. Otherwise, if there is just the highest positive values out of the 13 footsteps, then this one would be the tester. So the tester would be the merit. So that's our basic route for the SCNN model. So in our result, you could see the horizontal line, that's the number of enrolled people, and the vertical line, that's the accuracy part. Oh, sorry, I have almost wrong. So you could see the left side, that's the in-group detations. That means how many people are in the database. And the imposter detection, that means how many people are out of the in-group detations. So as increase the number of the enrolled people, of course the accuracy goes down. But on the contrary, the imposter detection was increased. So that's the trade-off between the result. So here we just give you the idea about the overall information related to the enrolled people and the threshold. The threshold, that's the numbers we are going to compare. So if you say the threshold is higher, that means you need to 13 out of the 13 footstep, then we will identify as these people. If just one threshold, that means if your one step is already positive with the one step out of 13, that's we will call you are these people. So that's the result. So for overall, we confirm the IMU could detect the vibrations, and also with this high accuracies for personal identification, we all think the time series data should be included for the comparisons. So for overall, the summation compare the in-group detection and imposter detection, we somehow find out if out of the imposter detection, the number of out of the imposter people is already the same number with the in-group. Probably we need to recruit all these imposter into the database and reorganize again. So, but for the benchmark, just for the 10 participant identifications, our accuracy is much higher or compatible with the other teams. So for the conclusions, the originality or novelty of these papers, that we combine this IMU-based surface and with the SCNN personnel identifications. And also for this kind of approach, we just require one step as the input and to compare our database. For the future work of this data, of course, you need to consider about the trade-off between the in-group population and the impulse, the number between these two. So currently for our lab update, we already recruit more than 100 people, and when we use the in-group in 13 and impulse in 17, and currently we set a 2-stage. First, impulse detection is around, the precision is already reached to 97%, and for the accuracy, we already reached to 99%. And for the wearable sensors part, we already recruit 150 person. And for the surface device, we also recruit over than 150%. So that's for we would like to upload. That's our next plan, to upload for the open source. And that's our group. And thank you for your attention. So for the vibration, we do think it's possible to improve our gait to relate to our healthy or quality of life. Thank you.